I want to use a framework that was established by InnoVarsity called the 5 Thresholds of Postmodern Conversion. They have carried, InnoVarsity has carried multiple studies on university campuses in North America to try to assess how today people in the West were coming to faith. And they came up with the 5 thresholds: trust, curiosity, change, seeking, and following. This is a North American-based study. I found it, as a French person, very relevant also to the European context. It will be a study that will be increasingly relevant for other continents in the near future, because secularization is moving on, and faith is becoming more and more something from the private rather than the public sphere. The reason why I'm using that framework is that in the West we are especially dealing with the first 2 thresholds. In other parts of the world, we're all facing issues with the last 3 thresholds. And so that's why I'm using that kind of framework, so that as we move down the path, for those who come from pluralistic places where it is okay to talk about faith, you will get more apologetics ideas coming from those last thresholds. Now, for those coming from more secular spaces like the West, those 2 first thresholds will be particularly areas of interest. InnoVarsity, when they carried those studies about how people journey through faith, said that there's those thresholds which mark places where there's a wrestling happening between the person and the gospel message that they're hearing. And so we will be moving through those 5 thresholds and understanding that people might stay and camp on one of those thresholds for quite a certain amount of time. And that's okay, because God is patient, and He was patient with me. I think He was also patient with you. So we all need to be patient with the people we're sharing our faith to. We all long for them to be followers of Jesus, but at the same time we need to understand that it's a process. That evangelism is a process where people try to make sense of what does it mean to be a follower of Jesus. And then there comes a point here where there's the new birth that Jesus talks about in John 3. That's where we want people to go. We want to see them being born from above and becoming follower of Christ. But in order to get there, there's a journey. And that journey usually go through 5 thresholds, at least in the West. If you're coming from the East, or you're coming from Africa or Latin America, I think the issue will be more the last 3 thresholds.
We invite you to join the Global Evangelist Alliance by visiting joingea.org. There you will find resources like the Evangelism Masterclass to help you boldly share your faith.